Hi everyone, Steve here, stevesuggests.com. So welcome to everybody again, and thank you for those of you that have been watching the previous videos. I just looked at the stats though, and yes, that's something that I wouldn't normally do, but I have had a bit of a look, and I see that 89% of you watching the videos are people who aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So, you know, becoming subscribers helps the channel grow, the same as if you do the good things like liking, sharing and commenting. And, you know, when I see growth in those areas, it sort of helps with the encouragement and the creative flow, if you want to call it that, to be thinking of new topics to do the next video on, and you know, other bits and pieces. So the reason that I've come to this one, which is cockfighting, tarot and prisoners, and you know, on the face of it you might sort of go, what have they got to do with each other? Well, they was seemingly linked within something I read in the news from Thailand this week. And the other side of it is that with the last video that I uploaded being the cockfighting one, which is it's actually been more popular than I thought compared to some of the other videos that I'd done that I thought perhaps were better. But anyway, whatever, it's been popular enough for me to think, well, perhaps this is a good one to follow it up with. So if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link just up here to the cockfighting video, so you can go and watch that. But so the link I saw was quoting the Justice Minister, which is Somsak Thepsutin, and he suggested that to help rehabilitate prisoners, that they could study fortune telling, tarot, astrology, or whatever you want to call it, as a potential career for their eventual release from prison. He said that the cost of the course was a low investment course. He said this to the Board of Corrections, and he was saying something along the lines of a couple of decks of tarot cards cost 500 baht, so it's a pretty low investment. And granted that the prisoners would need to do some further reading and research on the internet, perhaps to help you know, make them interpret the cards a little bit better. But it was the low investment that attracted him to this idea. And so he said that 35% of inmates in Thai prisons want to work after they're released. So that's 35 that do want to do some work, and so that means there's 65% that do not. What do they want to do? Anyway, he pitched the idea of teaching inmates to raise chickens for cockfighting, which is where the link to the previous video comes from, because, you know, that was cockfighting, and here we have him saying that, you know, if they don't want to do tarot, perhaps they can do cock raising, or, you know, raising these chickens to become fighting cocks. So 15% of prisoners apparently had not planned to work and were willing to commit to recidivism, and just to be, you know, permanent prisoners, if you like, because they like having the food and shelter. So according though to the Department of Corrections, the Director General there, who is Ayut Sintopapant, he's the existing vocational training includes English, Chinese, household accounting, raising dogs, growing durian, raising cows for meat, and raising fighting cocks. So it would seem that the prisoners do already have the opportunity to raise fighting cocks, and that the Justice Minister is just unaware of it. Anyway, that's just, you know, the way that link goes to the previous story. And following link from link as you do, you don't always end up where you started on the internet and something else comes up. So I was following these links, and I came across one called Prison Fight, and I started reading through that, and it seems to be a way where prisoners can I don't know, engineer their way to an earlier release from prison, you know, like not need to serve their full term, if they can become a prison Muay Thai champion. So I suppose maybe the link was to do with if you want to tie them together, the vocational training, you know, the astrology and all that sort of thing, and then on to the prison fight was to do with getting prisoners released back into the community or whatever. So I sort of started thinking that, well, you know, maybe there's the topic for my next video. So this is quite a bit of a shorter video compared to some of the other ones I've done. Maybe the next video I do will be about the prison fight. So, you know, what do you think? You can say how you feel in the comments. How about that? So thanks guys, I'll just leave it there, and hope you're having a great time. Bye for now.